Hello, Internet! You have stumbled upon a Bazzle Spot Live, where I'm going to be on Battlespot doing some more games just for this week. We are going to be doing some more games with the London team, which obviously, isn't that good. I didn't do too well in London with it. And in yesterday's video, we did kind of get, we kind of lost both games, and you can see that's quite embarrassing. I suppose actually some of them have been disconnections, so that's not too bad. But either way, we've been doing average, I suppose. We did lose one of the games yesterday to an icy wind miss. That definitely didn't help us out. But this guy has got an Arcanine, and that's not good. This looks really tricky. See, it's funny how we're so soon into the new year, into the new season, and it seems like everyone has got such a sort of a solid meta sort of team going on. So how do we go about this, you may ask? Well, good question. Considering there's an Arcanine there, and I've got 4 Pokemon weak to fire on my team, so maybe this is a game that I do want Politoed. It would help against the hail as well, because that breaks Butterfree's Focus Sash and all. Yeah, it's just tough. Ninetales is a nasty Pokemon for this team. He has got the Tapu Fini there as well, which isn't actually that common, which could stop me putting things to sleep. I think I'm going to go Weavile Butterfree. I do want the Lele, I think. And I need something for the Celesteela. So I have to take Magnusone, which means I need to rely on Tapu Lele to get a massive Psychic onto his Arcanine. Really, because this is, I suppose, Tapu Lele is the only thing that I've really brought with me that I can hit his Arcanine for much damage. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, when I started off with this team doing, these Bazzle whatever spot lives, I thought I'd probably win, lose in equal amounts. To be honest, I mean, I didn't do too well in London, so I don't know. We'll just see how it turns out. Not feeling overly confident, as you can probably see. I mean, he could switch his Celesteela into Tapu Fini as he Trick Rooms, because that would stop me for sleep powdering it. I can't fake out the Aranguru because it will have Inner Focus. He hasn't got any sort of telepathy abusing Pokemon on there. So do I want to fake out the Celesteela, or do I want to? I mean, I can't stop him switching his Tapu Fini in either way. Even if I switched my Weavile into Lele, he's slower. He would get the slower switch and get his terrain up. So I can't stop either way. So what I am going to do, I think, is actually Throat Chop and Bug Buzz his Aranguru. He might switch his Arcanine in for an Intimidate too, in which case I really should have sleep powdered here. Oh, okay. Well, the combination of these two attacks should knock him out. Even after an Intimidate, I think they might have actually still knocked him out too. So that's definitely an Aranguru unconscious. And this is a Z move from a Celesteela. Okay. I'm not sure it's necessary. Let's see what it is. Supersonic Sky Strike. That's the flying one, isn't it? Is this a special thingamabob? A special Celesteela with Air Slash? I mean, I'm going to be going to my Sash either way, so maybe a little bit of a waste of a Z move there, but I'm not going to complain at that. And what's he going to bring in then? Marowak, maybe? Maybe not. Fini, maybe? Fini, okay. Tapu Fini, which does mean that I can get my terrain going now too. Although that Misty terrain does look really nice, doesn't it? And we've got a Seed as well, so special defense has gone up now. Okay. That's a little bit tricky because I've just got really special attackers that can hit it. Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, a little bit of an issue now, maybe. I mean, Magnesoak does look very nice here, obviously, but what do we do? I think, actually, we'd switch in Tapu Lele. Do we need to, though? We don't if we're going to put Celesteela to sleep. So, yeah, I'll put Tapu Lele in still. And, no, and Sleep Powder the Celesteela. And then, if he does knock out my Butterfree, I can bring in my Magnezone the next turn. So, yeah, that fairy terrain does look really nice. It's a nice colour, that, isn't it? But 97% accurate Sleep Powder, once again, connects. I mean, if it's a special Celesteela, then maybe it's not the most threatening of things. Tapu Lele. I mean, it probably will knock it out with a Flash Cannon now, I suppose. I did actually expect him to knock out my Butterfree. So, yeah, that's not so good. He could protect his Tapu Fini now as well. So I'm actually going to switch my Tapu Lele straight out into Magnezone and Sleep Powder his Tapu Fini. This will trap his Celesteela in. And worst case scenario here, he protects his Tapu Fini and his Celesteela wakes up and knocks out my Butterfree. I suppose if this is a special Celesteela, it might have Flamethrower as well, but no Protect on Tapu Fini there. It does still have the +1 special offense boost though. So Fini's asleep, Celesteela does wake up, and Air Slash is probably the Butterfree. Okay, so I suppose that's not too bad. Or maybe it is. Special attack rose, okay. Because he can still switch his Marowak in. I'll put Weavile in. Because it's a special Celesteela. Oh, it is a +1 now as well. So a Flash Cannon probably will knock out Weavile. Yeah, this is tricky now. I could substitute here. Because he might protect his Celesteela. Or he could just switch in his Marowak if he has brought it. I mean, I can fake out the Celesteela because it's not grounded. But then, where do I go from there? I will substitute, and I will fake out. I think if he doesn't bring Marowak in now, I don't think he's brought it. Okay. Maybe he hasn't brought his Marowak then. So at least I did get something from this turn. He has wasted a sleep turn on his Tapu Fini, which is looking actually a little bit scary. But at least we got a substitute. I mean, it's the question, isn't it? Has he brought his Marowak? I mean, have we actually... What have we seen? We've seen Oranguru, we've seen that, and we've seen that. So, it could be Arcanine, it could be Ninetales as well. Maybe he hasn't brought it. Maybe he just hasn't brought it. In which case, let's go in. Yeah, let's just go for it. I guess. Worst case scenario, now he brings in his Marowak. I'm kind of cringing. He's going to have done it, isn't he? It's just that, like, Arcanine and Ninetales are both good against my team, so I can see why he would have brought both of them too. Maybe Magnezone isn't the scariest of things. Yeah, he hasn't brought it. And it's not a timid Celesteela, so this should be going down. Nice. Okay. So, Magnezone doing something. Good. Tapu Fini does stay asleep as well, which is fantastic. I mean, he is in there at +1 special offense still, so Magnezone is probably going to be like a 3-hit KO or something on it, but we'll get to see what his last Pokemon is now. It's probably going to be, well, it's either Arcanine or... Oh, it is Marowak! Why didn't you switch his Marowak in? Okay. Well, that's confusing. And I've got Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele can do a massive chunk to the Marowak. The Marowak might have Bone Marang as well. And this Magnezone is important, so even though I think the Marowak is going to protect here, so he can Moonblast my Weavile, I do think I need to double into the Marowak. Because I think, like, maybe I'm wrong. Will a Flash Cannon and Throat Chop knock the Marowak out? I don't know. Maybe you want to protect my Magnezone here. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna protect it. This feels like the wrong thing to do. I think he's gonna protect his Marowak, but if he does wake up, he's not gonna be able to Moonblast. Like a Moonblast isn't gonna knock out my Weavile. Oh, okay. Ooh, a Flash Cannon might not have knocked that out. And he does actually Scald into the thing. And he Rock Slides, okay. Ooh, Weavile actually survives that. This Weavile can survive an Aerodactyl Rock Slide. So, I don't know, Marowak has got a massive attack stat with its thick club. But I mean, surely I can just yeah, what did I have in the back? I Tapu Lele, yeah, okay, yeah. So because I've got the damage on the Marowak, I'm quite confident here that I can just go for a Flash Cannon into the Tapu Fini and a Throat Chop into the Marowak. If the Marowak protects and he knocks out my Weavile, then I'll get a free switch into my Tapu Lele, and then I'll be able to knock out his Marowak, and then we'll just be against his Tapu Fini. So I feel pretty confident about this. Don't normally play against too many Tapu Fini, really, so it's quite an interesting one to see. I mean, I'm quite curious to see how much damage like these Thunderbolts and Flash Cannons are going to do onto the Tapu Fini. Yeah, obviously I didn't go for a Thunderbolt there because there was a chance of him protecting the Marowak to keep the Lightning Rod. So we'll see if he does target the Weavile here. I suppose he should. I don't think he's seen what my last Pokemon is yet. Now, Flash Cannon still did a respectable amount of damage, though, to be honest. Okay, so that's your seed gone. And he actually Scalds into the Magnezone, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I disagree with him keeping his Tapu Fini in. Like, he did have his seed special defense boost, but it's not that important. He should have switched his Marowak in to protect his Celesteela. Because he didn't do that the previous turn, that's why I felt confident that he hadn't brought his Marowak. So, I don't know. It looks like he's kind of got frustrated and turned his DS off. So, hopefully that wasn't a disconnection on my side. I've had a few disconnections. It's been a bit of a pain, but yeah, it looks like that one was. Yeah, that one's actually gone through as a win. So that's nice, isn't it? But you know, we'll look for one more game, and fingers crossed this can be a positive start to the week with such a funny team. Let's have some more music then. Enter the Ultra Beasts. Why not? Okay. Well, hope you're enjoying this. That is water that I'm drinking, by the way. Whew. Oh, it's almost Christmas. Yay. You soon get to an age where you just don't care anymore. Okay, so, wow, 1,741 was that from Japan? This guy's got a high rating, and he's got a very interesting team too. Wow, okay. 2 Ultra Beasts, 2 Guardian things, and 2 other Pokemon. Okay, so Pheromosa, Nihilego, Tapu Koko, Raichu, Lele, and Arcanine. I'm scared of Raichu Tapu Koko because if he leads with both those two, he will have the faster fake out. But I would have the potential to switch in my Tapu Lele to stop his fake out and potentially put one of his Pokemon to sleep. But that is quite obvious, so would he predict that? So potential massive mind games turn 1. So I'm going to go with those two. I think Katana is quite important here. I think Katana is actually very important here. Magnezone, not so much. Tapu Lele, yeah, it is. So we'll go with these 4. So, yeah, okay. Let's see what happens. I think this is the person with the highest rating I've actually met on BattleSpot so far. So it'd be nice to, you know, try and claim some of their points. What have we got then? So Raichu, Koko, that would not be what I wanted to see. And there we go, that's that. So we've got some big mind games here. What happens? He could just fake out the Weavile, but I could switch in Tapu Lele and put one of his Pokemon to sleep because he wouldn't have the Electric Terrain anymore. But he, I'm sure, knows that. He might not fake out at all. Raichu, I mean, you do see some Raichu that have got like Choice Specs or something, might not necessarily have fake out. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go for an Icy Wind here and protect and hope that he doesn't fake out my Weavile. I'm hoping that he doesn't fake out my Weavile, thinking that I have got the Tapu Lele and maybe he just doesn't realise that he's faster than me as well. But I don't know, if I get this Icy Wind off, then it would be, I mean, the Raichu would still be faster the next turn, but it would mean that I could bring in the Tapu Koko, my Tapu Lele rather, and at least put one of his Pokemon to sleep. So hopefully he's not going to fake out my Weavile here. Oof, phew. And a Dazzling Gleam. Okay, good. And this is not going to knock me out. Yeah. See, this is one of the things that I was talking about. Please hit. Yes. One of the things I was talking about in the video that I put up last week, talking about like the team that I used in the London tournament. Surely, I don't think it would take too much more to get this Weavile surviving a Tapu Koko, 2 Tapu Koko Dazzling Gleams like that. I mean, it's not far off right now, is it? So now, Butterfree is faster than the Tapu Koko. So I'm going to put in Tapu Lele. And it's very obvious, but I'm going to Sleep Powder the Tapu Koko. And if he lets me do this, because he hasn't got the Electric Terrain anymore, like I'm going to be going down to Masash. I'm presuming he will Thunderbolt my Butterfree. The Raichu will be slower than the Butterfree the next turn as well, because he hasn't got the terrain anymore. So, fingers crossed this will work out for us. That's some strange music, isn't it? What was this? Enter the Ultra Beasts or something? Okay, what have we got going on then? Okay, Thunderbolt. Okay, so at least, you know, 97% accurate Sleep Powder should, hopefully, be putting this Tapu Koko to sleep. Okay, so we've got that one to sleep, but that is really annoying. That is really, really annoying. Butterfree would have obviously been faster than Raichu the next turn. Raichu is at -1 speed after the Icy Wind. What has he got in the back? He's got nothing that can switch into a Sleep Powder. This has just become so much harder now. That is really annoying. So, I mean, Tapu Lele doesn't really want to start setting up, because he's potentially got the Pheromosa, which has, like, Poison Jab, potentially, too. So, I don't know. Maybe we just need to hope that he hasn't got that. So I'm going to go for a Calm Mind here. And I am going to Sleep Powder into the Raichu. I mean, it kind of forces him to target the Butterfree here, but this could have been so much easier. This could have been so much easier. Okay, so Tapu Koko goes out. Tapu Lele comes in. And he actually goes for a feint. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say in Psychic Terrain, but I'm not on the ground, so he can still do that. Let me get a Carmine there. Okay. Now, if I'd brought my katana, I would be really happy. Did I bring my katana? I did bring my katana. I'm really happy. Just because I completely forgot that I brought it. I mean, it does mean that the Tapu Koko in the back could be an issue, because a Tapu Koko, was it Life Orb? Was that just the Icy Wind damage on it, or was that Life Orb damage on it as well? Should have paid attention, really, shouldn't I? A Life Orb Thunderbolt will knock Katana out. If it's not Life Orb, then Katana will survive. But even still, we're not in the easiest of positions here, because Raichu could have Shattered Psyche, and that will one-shot Katana. Lele could just Psychic in Psychic Terrain my Katana and knock that out too. So maybe I want to actually Dazzling Gleam here and protect. You can't feint me because we're in Thingamabob, but he could just get a free switch into his, I mean not a free because he's going to be taking some damage, but a switch into his Tapu Koko again. And then both of them would be faster than the Katana. But I'm hoping that he's doubling into the Katana because he can knock it out, basically. So I'm half expecting a Shattered Psyche coming from Raichu here. And this is, I think, exactly what we're going to see, yeah. So, good, I'm glad that I protected on this. I mean, I am going to be taking some damage, but it is going to at least still be around. If I had attacked with the Katana then the Psychic would have knocked me out, and the Shadow Psychic would have knocked me out. You know, whichever one I didn't knock out would have knocked me out. But it's actually doing it onto my Tapu Lele. Ooh. Oh, right then. Well, okay. Good for you. I'm still glad that I protected the Katana there, but I suppose, I don't know, things would have been maybe a little bit easier if I don't know. I mean, the Dazzling Gleam will knock out the Raichu. Will the Dazzling Gleam knock out his Tapu Lele? I don't think so. What damage has that Tapu Lele taken? Because, and what mileage would I actually get out of Swords Dancing, even? Because I'm just going to one-shot both of those Ultra Beasts up there. The Arcanine, potentially, he will have the Arcanine, won't he? I'm going to Dazzling Gleam, but I will Smart Strike the Tapu Lele as well. I mean, I don't know, if you protected this Tapu Lele, if I went for a Bloom Doom into it, I don't think that would have taken it out, even still. Ooh, okay. It looks like he's Scarfed. Well, that's not good. There was no way for me to see that, was there? Because the Raichu... The Raichu did have a speed drop anyway, so that's why it was faster, but yeah, this just became a loss, I think. So, again, we've come undone to like a random sort of Scarfed Pokemon. And I know Scarfed Tapu Lele is somewhat of a thing, but I just didn't consider it. I mean, my Lele is still at +1, and I've still got my Citrus Berry. I mean, if this Arcanine is special, then maybe we can do something. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, a +1 Psychic. Oh, the Tapu Koko's asleep, isn't it? Okay. Tapu Koko, did it switch straight out? How many sleep turns has it taken? Is this its 1 in 3 chance to wake up turn? I mean, the Arcanine's probably going to protect. So maybe I actually go for another Calm Mind here. And fake out the Arcanine. Because if this Tapu Koko stays asleep, The spirit of Butterfree living on. Totally forgot the the Tapu Koko was asleep. Arcanine doesn't actually protect there, which is interesting. Nice critical hit there. Arcanine flinched. Well, it can't be scarfed. What was it doing? Like, I'm not being silly, am I? His Tapu Lele was scarfed. Is that a really slow Tapu Koko or something? I'm really interested. I'm not sure. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Okay, well, I'm going to Psychic into the Arcanine now, and I'm going to Throat Chop it as well, just to make sure it does go down, I think. Or maybe, ooh. I want to do the calculation, actually. How long have I got? 30 seconds. Okay, let's cheat berry, using a calculation thing. Tapu Lele, +2 on Arcanine. Ooh, it's going to be close. I think it will knock it out, though. So I'm going to go for an Icy Wind. It's going to possibly come down to this turn, then. Extreme Speed? Is it banded? So that's what it was doing. Okay. He did have a Tapu Lele on his team, so getting locked into Extreme Speed is something that he might have to consider with that. I don't know. That's why I didn't think he'd have Extreme Speed. I mean, it makes sense. Why he moved first, obviously, before his Tapu Koko. But that's really annoying. I want to do that. I'm gonna do that calculation. What is the Extreme Speed, Adamant, Max, Banded, Item, Choice Band, Extreme Speed does. Oh wow, that was a roll. Yeah, basically, I think. I mean, I'll look back at it, but that Extreme Speed apparently was going to do between 56 and 66%, and I'm pretty sure I was at about the 60% mark, so that's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. At least we've had 2 decent games in this one, so thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this, so please like and share and do all the rest of it. It's just so frustrating. I could have had all of those points from him, but oh well. Stay tuned, and there's some more coming up later on in the week, so thank you, and goodbye for now.